Hey everyone, welcome to Witchy Wednesdays and Wisdom Wednesdays. Witchy Wisdom Wednesdays. How is everyone? Hopefully this is a better feed. So let me invite some friends in and see if this one's working. Let me know if this one is working. Is this one better? Give me some thumbs up if this feed is better for you. Yeah, looks good. I have to start over. It's easy working this time. I don't know what happened. So far, so good. Okay, let's go with it before something happens. So I have to do my whole thing over again. Oh my goodness. Okay, so welcome to Witchy School of Wisdom. And this is Wednesday, which is Witchy Wisdom Wednesday. We go live. I try to go live every Wednesday to bring you tips and tricks into working with your craft. Hold on one second. Hey, Blair, can you shut the door? I had to get Blair to shut the door so you guys can see me. Yay! It's awesome, awesome. So today we are going in live so we can go ahead and talk about the my favorite witchy tools that I use in my practice. So today is going to be all about witchy tools, my favorite tools that I use, what you should be getting as a new witchy beginner, as a newbie witches, or witchling, as I call y'all, and what that should look like and how to cleanse them and consecrate them. Okay, so let's dive in. My name is Madam Z, and I am the head mistress of the Magickal School of Wisdom, Witchy School of Wisdom. And I am a Magickal Life coach. And I teach newbie witches who are coming out of the broom closet and empower them through teachings of, oh, this better be working, through magic. Is this working still? Let me know. Hey, Rolly. Elizabeth. I rehearsed it. I know. I hope y'all can see me much better. Okay, cool. I think we're cooking with grease now. I think we're good. So yeah. Welcome to Witchy School of Wisdom. Thank you for joining us, and all you newbie people that are here. Welcome to this awesome group, and the people who have been around for a little while, and our third year into the Witchy School of Wisdom. Thank y'all for hanging out with us and being around for so long. Okay, good. Everything's good. So let's talk about what you guys need to have in your witchy toolbox. My top things that every witch needs to have. Okay. Each tool needs to represent the 4 elements with it, which is earth, air, fire, water. Now, you can include spirit or goddess or God or universe, whatever that is to you, but that's not necessary unless you want to bring that in. But you do need to have tools that represent the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, water. Okay? Now, every witch needs to have these things in their toolbox. So let's start out with an Athame. An Athame is looks like a little sword. Okay, it can be huge, not necessarily like you're going to take it off your hip and kind of, cut someone with it that big, but it needs to have a presence. Now, I found my Athame, I have several Athames, but my favorite Athame that I found at an antique store. And it was this beautiful, elaborate carved silver letter opener. It's about this big, if I can get my hands right. It's about this big, and it fits on a desk. It's very portable. It is beautiful. It is shiny. It's elaborate. It's got all kinds of carvings in it. And she was like, I'm coming home with you. I want to go home with you. And for some reason, it was, a lot of my stuff is female energy. I'll go figure that, right? So you can have anything usually a sword type of element or type of symbol that really resonates with the Athame, and that is represented with the element of fire. You can use all kinds of different things that represent your Athame, as long as it's sharp, not necessarily where you're going to cut someone. It can be a dull knife. It can be, my letter opener is not sharp at all, but the image of it is like, oh, something's about to happen. Okay, so you want the image of the Athame, and make sure that tool is very, very connected to you, and that represents fire for us. Let me check up on connections. Yeah, you guys are here now, Rolly. So yeah, good. No, it's probably mine. Who knows? It's been storming here, so it's in and out. Hey, Flora's here. Hi, Flora. So let's talk about the next one you need to have is your wand, which represents the element of air. Now, wands traditionally are made out of wood. They don't necessarily have to be made out of wood. They can, I use my finger a lot when I'm like, oh crap, I forgot my wand, so I just use my finger. I can use blade of grass. I can use a big cinnamon stick. I know sometimes they're like, oh, I'm going to use a spaghetti noodle for a wand. Whatever you have is called a magic on the fly. When you just run to the kitchen, you get an uncooked noodle as your wand. So it represents the element of air. Now, traditionally, like I said, it was supposed to be wood. It's supposed to be your birth wood, your Celtic birth wood, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. Now, you can be anything you want to that represents your wand. I think my birth wand is willow. I have a couple of willows, but I have a couple of wands that my friends have picked for me, engraved and carved or burned symbols on it with crystals, and adorned it with ribbons and crystals. And that's a great way to really make your wand yours, as if you pick it yourself. You can wood burn symbols into it. You can put ribbons on it, crystals. You can put herbs on it. Inside of it, if you hollow it out a little bit, you can put stuff with crystals and herbs in it and really make it yours. So the wand represents air. Okay. So the next one you need to look at is having what item represents earth. Okay. You have a couple of things. You can do dirt, you can do a pot, but the number one thing that you need to have is a crystal. Overall energy as a crystal. You can get deeper into your practice, and as you grow into your practice, you will find out that you need specific crystals, specific colors of crystals, depending on what you want to bring into your life or what you're manifesting, or spell work, which crystal you want to work with. But just for this purpose, you want an all-purpose crystal that speaks to you. Don't think of it as what color you should have, what aspect you should have. Just think of it as, which crystal am I drawn to for my everyday practice? And that is going to be your crystal that represents the element of earth. Okay, so we have fire, air, earth, and now we need to look at what we need to bring in our toolbox for our water element. Now, there's a couple things you can use for water elements. It has to be, though, in the shape of a womb or a vessel. The wombs are like this, a little cup like that. It can be a bowl, it can be a cup, it can be a chalice, it can be a seashell, but it has to have the divot in it to hold things, because you're holding your creation, you are holding space, right? In the womb energy of the female goddess. So it has to be a vessel type that will hold water, because we are working with the element of water. I use a beautiful bowl, an onyx bowl that I have carved. For me, it has to be natural. Any of these have to be natural. Cannot be plastic. It has to be as natural material as you can get it and what the goddess has given us and Mother Nature has given us to work with. The bowl is used to catch things, to hold things. I put water in it with salt so that I can bless the area and cleanse the area. I use it to burn things. I use it to collect things. That is why it's so important that you have some kind of bowl or vessel in your witchy toolbox. So we have the Athame, the wand, crystal, and bowl are the 4 things that you need most definitely to start off with. And then you can expand your toolbox from there and add things to it. So let's look at a couple of other things that you can do or you can add that represents some of these elements. Candles are huge. If you're witching, you need a candle. Any candle that's going to represent the element of fire. Everybody should have candles. A symbol that you are drawn to, like a pentacle, a triquetra, a Celtic knot, the triple goddess, the triple moon, the regular goddess symbol, which is like the curvy woman. I know that any of those symbols that is going to really just keep you centered into your magical workings, and that is going to represent by earth as a pentacle. So you want to look at what symbols you can get. Altar cloths are amazing for those. So look at what symbols you can use that you're drawn to that you can put into your witchy toolbox. Another example is using a feather for air. If you don't have anything and you're like, I don't know what to use for air, go ahead and go outside and see what Mother Nature has given to you in the form of a feather that you can use for air. And another must have is your cleansing tool of choice, whether that is incense, whether that is a smudge spray, sweetgrass, lavender, sage, whether it is, what is it, the one that's going to have? Oh, what is that name? Oh, it's like incense burners, kind of like with that. Now I'm leaning, or essential oils are amazing also when you're diffusing essential oils or any of those things, but you need to have a cleansing, some type of cleansing tool, whether it's a bell, whether it's, you know, singing bowl, something that's going to resonate with you, that is going to cleanse your area. Okay, so those are the things that you need to have. So let me catch up on comments. Elizabeth, I'm a little worried about having an Athame with a 4- and 6-year-old in the house. Yes. Anyone have a good suggestion for that? You can use your finger as an Athame or a wand, right? You can use anything that has to do with something that is going to represent cutting. Okay, because really that's what it is. It's the Athame cuts things, cuts through things, whereas the wand uses the energy to bring that in. So look for something for you, especially since you have kids. Look at cinnamon sticks. And you can even, this is weird to say, but you can even go to the, you know, the toy section and get a toy wand or something that looks like a toy sword or something. That's plastic. I know you can't use, it's not recommended you use plastic, but you have to have safety first, okay? Or if you want to, you can just put that Athame away so they can't reach it and just use it while you're doing ritual work and just put it away when you're done and not leave it on there. Hey, Gamma, how are you? Big cinnamon stick, yeah. I went through this phase where I used huge cinnamon sticks. They're about this big. And I would stuff them with crystals and herbs. And then I would seal them at the bottom, and I'd color it and write a sigil at the bottom. And then I would like put all these feathers on top of it, right? So it was like plumage. They were beautiful. And I sold on those like crazy. They were beautiful though. Mariah says reed. Another thing that I was thinking of, you could do bamboo, which would be cool because it's hollow, so you can put all kinds of cool stuff in there. So yeah. I'm trying to catch up. Shellac maybe. Yeah, you can shellac it. So you don't resonate with it, Flora? I know it's sad. You can use it though as a decorative piece, I guess, right? So, Mariah, I have had some silver tools, the chalice, bowl, and a bell in silver. What do you think about metals? Metals are wonderful because they're conductors. If you can get anything in copper, it's going to amplify your spell work and, any of the tools that you're using or any of the ritual that you're working on. So if you can go to the store, the hardware store, and get those little copper rods, they're like this big, and you can have them cut you a piece of a copper rod, and then you can do all kinds of stuff with that copper rod. Palo Santo, yeah, Palo Santo, I totally forgot about that. It's my favorite one. Sweetgrass palos are my favorite. Yep. Have a small letter opener that looks like little sword. See, Gemma's already got her Athame. So we're good with that. So, all right, let's talk about what we need to do to concentrate those. See what I'm talking about? Concentrate. I used to have a hard time saying fruition, and now I'm having a hard time saying consecrate instead of consecrate, and I always want to say concentrate instead of consecrate. So yeah, it's consecrate, not concentrate. Coffee. Right, we need coffee. So those are the words I used to always get stuck on, is fruition, and now I'm getting stuck on the word consecrate. So consecrate your tools, because here's what it is. You don't know where these tools have been made, who has touched them. They're usually shipped over, or you found them in an antique store. You have all this crazy energy, right, attached to these tools, and you want to get rid of it. You want to just smudge it, sage it, cleanse it, consecrate it, and just dedicate it, okay? So you want to cleanse it with the elements of earth, air, fire, water, and just run it through smudge, run it through a flame, sprinkle moon water on it, sprinkle water on it, put it under the moonlight, bury it if you want to, but make sure that you cleanse your tools with the powers of earth, air, fire, and water, all four of them, especially then when they are new to you, and especially when you don't know where they have been. And it's almost like you're cleaning it and you want a blank slate. Okay, so that's what you need to do. Mariah, the chalice is copper at the base and silver cups. So you have the combination of male and female, because silver is always female. Copper is male. So yeah, you got good stuff going on. Total balance there. So yes, earth, air, fire, water, because we are bringing in all of the elements and we are working with those as a whole. So we are grounded, we are solid, we are supported in our practice, and you are cleansed, and all your tools have all of the elements surrounding it as it works like a big, huge, wonderful circuit. Okay, so we have working with that. Like I said, you can do it with consecrated with all of the earth, air, fire, water. Make sure you do that. You can do a full moon ritual with all of them. Just make sure when you get them, you are cleansing the crap out of them before you even start working with them. If you can put them on your night table. You can sleep with them. I don't know, can you sleep with an Athame? People may think you're really strange if you're sleeping with Athame, but who cares, right? My new pendulum is so much energy. I have run it through frankincense about half a dozen times. This one wanted to come home with me. It's silver and amethyst, so much energy. Oh my gosh, yes. Wow, that's beautiful. You have to show us a picture. So, all right, we've gone over. Of course we've gone over, right? So anybody have any questions about what they need to start putting in their witchy toolbox? I gave you lots of ideas. I gave you my top ones that you need, how to consecrate them, how to cleanse them. You can even say a prayer over them or invocation over them, and really connect with them. So whatever you are doing with them, you want to make sure they are near you at all times until you find that they're connected with you, and then you can just pull them out when you need to. Okay, make sure you're charging them under the full moon. Make sure you are working with them. Make sure you are journaling with them. Make sure you're like, what do you have to say? What do you want to work with? What are you doing? What do you want to do? That kind of thing. Make sure you start communicating with them, asking them questions. So, does anybody have any questions? Don't forget that I have 2 spots left in my Magickal Life mentorship. That is 2 spots over all of my Magickal Life mentorships. That includes my 12-month one, my 6-month one, and my 3-month one. So I have 2 spots completely total in any of those. 2 spots. That's it. So if you want to work on your magical practice and take it to the next level for the next year, because remember we talked about live, when was it? Was it Monday? I forget when we talked about it. Of doing a magical practice check. Are you on task? Right? Do you need to tweak it? Do you need to join a program? Do you want to dive into your witchy practice more this half of the year? So I invite you in to take one of those spots in 3 of those that I have offered for you, my big, huge kahuna of the Year and a Day study program. I have my 6-month and my 3-month, and that's it. So you need to claim a spot for sure. All right, that is it, my sisters. If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, if you're watching the replay, hit #replay. And I will see you in the group. Witch on, my sisters. Bye.